Vikings 48, Bengals 10. The Bengals were nowhere near 48 points on Sunday. A little bit of a bummer for me because I mean, I love Jake Browning. I thought Jake
I
Browning
know.
was awesome, and he did not look like the Jake Browning that I remember in this game.
Do you think the clock
And
struck midnight?
I don't know. I mean,
I'm not
also
ready to
think
say that yet, but
Harrison Smith was back too, right?
I mean,
And
this is like this is one of the most difficult defenses to play against. For
especially now that Harrison Smith is back, right?
right, where he can be the guy who's adjusting things on the fly. And Isaiah Rodgers had just a bonkers game, and I think the Rodgers plays took what was already becoming a little bit of a lopsided game and threw it completely out of hand. And when you're playing from behind like that, it becomes that much harder. Not that Browning, not that you'd absolve Browning from blame on that because he did throw the pick six, but I think it's just the Bengals can't play this way and win with
No.
Jake Browning. That's the main thing. It's like if you're going to win with Jake Browning, you're going to do it not turning the ball over, running the ball a lot better than they did. Chase Brown, who I think, a lot of us expected to have a huge year, and the Bengals expected to have a huge year, becoming the lead back, winds up with 3 yards on 10 carries. Browning sacked 3 times. Like they've invested in the offensive line. That's the thing that gets me about this, right? It's not like the Bengals have not. I don't think this is about the narrative is always going to be the Bengals are cheap, right? I don't think the offensive line thing is about being cheap. I think the offensive line thing is about are your investments working out? And so you invest in Orlando Brown. Is that working out? Is Ted Karras still good enough at center? Are you getting what you thought you would be getting out of your first round pick, in Amarius Mims? Like those are all fair questions. Has Dylan Fairchild coming along as a rookie? So I think, all those things, it's not about did the Bengals invest in the offensive line? They did. Are those investments paying off? And right now the answer is no.
Yeah. It's
and again, like Chase Brown, you expected more out of him, and he's going to have to be a key if they're going to win with Browning. It's going to be the run game is going to have to be strong, and they're not going to be, and you can't turn the ball over. Those two things have to be in place.
So Harrison Smith made a play in this game on one of the Browning picks where I've been watching it on a loop. And so he is sitting there at safety and he sees Jake Browning's first read, I think is Noah Fant, covers it. So then Browning freaks out, goes over to his left, starts scrambling, comes back to his right to try to find Chase. And then Harrison Smith has stepped down and worked him off a Chase. So now Browning's still freaking out, scrambles, tries to throw it in the air, and then Harrison Smith pops it in the air to Isaiah Rodgers, who gets the pick. Do you see what I'm talking about?
I just pulled it up. I'm just I got the end zone view up.
Yes,
and he's
running. Yes.
He's running left, and then somehow
it's insane
in the air contorts his body. That's unbelievable.
That
Holy
is
crap. That's a Hall of Fame play.
That's what this defense was missing.
Yeah,
that's it.
I mean, the awareness on that too.
No further questions.
That's unbelievable.
Really spectacular.
So yeah, I mean, I think for the Bengals, you have to they just the margin for error shrinks without Burrow. You can't play this way. I think it's that simple. I wouldn't give up on them quite yet, but I think it's very clear that there are going to be more results like this if they turn the ball over and they can't run the ball. You can't, the quarterback that you have in there can't carry the team like Burrow can. So you need to be better everywhere else. The Vikings, man, they're one of these teams that can win a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So
let me ask you this.
They're one of these teams Jordan Mason looked great. They just put Aaron Jones on IR. Jordan Mason looks like he was a great find for them as a restricted free agent. He goes for 116 on 16 carries, 2 touchdowns. I mean, all the way around, they didn't ask. And that's the thing is we're talking about this, right? Well, what we're not talking about with the Vikings is Carson Wentz because they didn't ask him to do too much. And that's how you win with a backup quarterback.
let me ask you this though.
Yeah.
Okay, 170 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Mhm.
This JJ McCarthy thing is going to be about 4 weeks.
Yep.
Let's say each of the next 3 or 4 weeks, and I know you know where I'm going with this, okay?
Mhm.
Carson Wentz had 130 quarterback rating in this game, Albert.
Yep.
Let's say he has 110 plus quarterback rating in each of the next 3 games. The Vikings win all of those games. He doesn't throw any picks in those games. You know what I'm gonna say it. Say it, God damn it. JJ
Can I
McCarthy
middle
went to
this?
Michigan. You
Can
can
I
say it.
can I middle this? No, 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 no. I still think JJ can be a really good player.
I do too.
I
But
I and
just in this
I
situation,
under so what you're saying is let me see if I can get this right, okay? What you're saying is maybe, and again, long way to go because they played so well against Carson Wentz, and Carson Wentz didn't have to do much, and he 100% did his job as they would have hoped he would in that circumstance. Got it.
right.
Okay. So basically, what you're saying is that maybe Kevin O'Connell has the insurance policy that he was trying to get by re-signing Sam Darnold or Daniel Jones when those guys left because they knew there was a better chance of them like hanging on to starting jobs in Seattle and Indianapolis, respectively. Right. So basically, Kevin O'Connell has the insurance policy that he was trying to get, maybe not to the level he would have had it with Darnold or Jones, against McCarthy having some bumps. So he's serving his team, which won 14 games last year, well, by giving them that insurance policy. And now you are saying it's time to cash in on the insurance policy.
Uh, yes. Well, so that's a very long way of saying, okay, okay.
Well, because you have to
Oh, wait, hold on. Look at how this shapes up. Okay, just bear with me for a second. Okay.
yeah.
Well, because there's a bye week in here. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's say they beat the Steelers in Dublin next
Okay.
week, and Wentz plays well. Okay, and then they have the Browns,
Which
the
is in
week after
London.
that, which is in London. Which, okay, I mean the Browns beat the Packers, and the defense looks good. But let's say they beat the Browns. Okay,
Yep.
after the bye is, and when JJ McCarthy would theoretically be coming back, is the Philadelphia Eagles. Can you really take away a chance for Carson Wentz to hold on to the starting job for the remainder of the season against the Philadelphia Eagles? Can you take that away from a man, Albert? That is like,
Yeah. It's tough, man. It's tough. Because JJ's already dealt with a lot, I think, in his short career. I think ultimately I believe this is such a good team, right? And that's notwithstanding what was an ugly loss on Sunday night to the Falcons. But I think this is a team with such a high ceiling at the other 21 positions that you have to give that team every chance you can to compete for a championship. Now, I still think you've got a better chance with JJ McCarthy than Carson Wentz, but this isn't a team that's built where you say you can throw the season overboard in the name of quarterback development. I don't think that. You know what I mean? Like, so if you think like we're going to be the 7th seed instead of the 2 seed because our young quarterback is going to go through a lot of developmental things over the course of the year, and we think this other guy over here will help us avoid those sorts of bumps, then yeah, you have to consider it. But that to me is about serving the rest of the team, you know?
I know this is not fair, but I'm going to do it too. And then our producer's going to clip this and put it on social media. It's just so you know. So they beat the Steelers.
Yep.
They beat the Browns.
Yep.
You go into your bye week. In both of those games, Carson Wentz does like a 120 or quarterback rating or better and still hasn't thrown a pick. You come out of that bye week with both of your guys healthy. Is it a no-brainer for Kevin O'Connell to go back to JJ McCarthy, or do you think that there's a chance?
Yeah,
a chance.
I think he does.
Okay.
I just think he does. I think Kevin's so in tune to the quarterback position and everything that goes into it. And like I think I'm leaving open the possibility. See, and I don't even know if I should, but I feel like I'm leaving. Like, do you leave open the possibility that this could be Baker Mayfield or Geno Smith or Sam Darnold? And I'm not sure that I'm there because
I'm not there.
he got so many chances. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Like
I'm with
he got
with good.
second chance in Philly, then he got the chance in Indy, then he got a chance in Washington. He got so many shots to be the guy, and it just didn't work out. And I think that was with. I mean, in Indy, he was with Frank Reich. You know what I mean? Like who he had all the background with, and
Right.
they had a good running game there, and like it had been a playoff team before he got there, and that's why I'm not there. That's why I still think like if you're talking about winning playoff games, then I think JJ McCarthy is the one that's more likely to get you there, even at his age.
No,
By the way, is still like JJ McCarthy is the at the same point from an age standpoint that Jaden Daniels was his last year at LSU, that Bo Nix was his last year at Oregon.
I love that.
It's true.
We're gonna have a 30-year-old college quarterback at one
point. He'd be a fifth-year senior. No, he'd be a fifth-year senior. It's not like that's not even stretching it. He would be, if he had redshirted, he could be a fifth-year senior this year. Just facts, Conor. Just facts.
Just facts.